just want everybody to know, you know, this isn't for like show. I just want to tell my story. Because I know there's girls in the world who been through something like this, possibly is still going through it like I am. When I was a kid, I think I was 5 when I first moved to Palmdale. And my name's Yvette. From Palmdale, California. Well, I was raised there. I was born in LA. The reason I'm crying is because I literally just got into it with my mom, and it's just over the same thing that, we keep going back and forth over. And it kind of hurts and the reason why I'm crying is because I'm kind of hurt, but also just very upset and enraged because my mother just will not believe anything that happened to me. And I can talk about it, but with her, there's no talking. It's more of you're lying, or you just looking for attention, or whatever she feels like it's for. And so long story short, when I was 5 years old, I remember being touched for the first time. And it was he wasn't blood family, but he was considered a family member, my uncle. His name is Eric Wooden. And basically, the first time I remember being touched was when I was in his mother's house. We were about to all eat dinner. It was me, him, my brother, my mom, and then my aunt and her kids and my grandma. And we just were about to eat, and I decided to go use the restroom. This restroom is right around the hallway on the left. So I decided to go in there, and I'm using the restroom. And he decided to come in and turn the light off and told me to be quiet. And then he stood me on the toilet, and I felt him touch me with something kind of felt like Vaseline, but it was Vicks. As I got older, I figured it was Vicks. Because after he touched me, I kind of stood there and kind of cried because I didn't know what to do. And I don't know if I was 5 or 6 yet, but I know that I had a 6th birthday at a park right down the street from my house. And so anyway, I just managed to get it together and try to walk out. I wiped myself because it was burning, and I washed my hands, and I turned the light off. And after he left out, and I went and sat down at the table, and we were just eating. It was just nothing fucking happened, and I didn't even know how to tell anybody. It's just a lot. Every time he wasn't in jail, I was being touched on, and my mom just figured that because he was in jail so much, there was no way he was touching on me, and that he would be in jail for years. But it seemed like only months, because he continued to touch me till I was 13, and it was just all the times he would touch me, my mom would either not be home. Sometimes he would break into the house early in the morning and go in my room and touch me and pull my pants down. And I just didn't do anything but just stay laid down and with my eyes closed like I was asleep. And it was just so hard to say anything to anybody. And I tried to tell my brother. I remember one day, I don't even know how old I was. I think I was 9 or 10. And I tried to tell my brother that, he was trying to touch me while I was asleep. And my brother said, no, you're lying. Don't say stuff like that. That's our uncle. And he just continued to play with my brother. My mom wasn't there. And then after that, I was just like, nobody will ever believe me. Because me and my brother was close. And he was my older brother, too. And I was just like, I don't know how anybody else is going to ever believe me. And then one day when I was 13. And I remember I was 13 because I had started a period. And I mean, I know a lot of people have stuff happen to them, but I just felt like this really hurt my whole life. I'm almost 30 years old and it still affects me because I can't help but to nobody's ever going to believe me. And, and when I was 13, basically, I had a room in the back. It's by the garage, which our garage has two doors. A door to the laundry room is right next to my room, and in the back door that was never freaking locked. I swear it was never locked, or he used to keep it unlocked. He would come in the morning and just make coffee after he get done touching on me and just leave. Sometimes he would stay until my mom wakes up. And, it would just be so hard to say anything because she just don't believe that, she used to dog me out. I used to get fucking beat sometimes, and she would call me bitches and fat bitches and ugly bitches and shit. And it's just I just, once I was 13, he had pulled me off my bed and pulled my pants down and tried to stick his penis in my vagina. And I told him to stop, and I got up, and he was like, no, just lay down. And I got up, and I ran in my bathroom. It's in the hallway right across from my mom's room. And I stood in there, and I washed myself, and I cried, and I said, I gotta tell my mom. Because she told me I can't do stuff like that, especially if I have a period. And I just knew that if I wouldn't let him do it, he would be pregnant. And I had to tell my mom, and I washed myself. I waited in the bathroom for 15 minutes, and when I looked out, he was still standing in the freaking kitchen, drinking his coffee, looking at me. But I just ran to my mom's room, and I just tried to wake her up, and I told her. And then from that day, she never believed me. It was she was like, are you sure? And she was just asking certain questions. It was just you just don't believe me. She says she talked to him or whatever, but come on now, that shit don't even mean nothing. Because I don't even think she cared. I'm sorry. I don't even think she cares. And just we keep getting into the same freaking argument. He never touched you like that. He probably only touched you once, and you just being extra. And it's just fuck, you're my mom. What the fuck? I have twin fucking girls. I would never not fucking believe that. I just don't understand it. And it's just so fucking hard sometimes because I be wanting her to fucking believe me, and I want to tell her everything that happened to me, but I just know she never fucking cared. She just think that it wasn't just happening because he always was in jail. I think that was God. I think it was God putting him in jail because it would just give me a break to get some sleep, and I was really really having a hard life. I was being beat down by my fucking mom. And then I was being fucking touched on whenever he was out. That shit is so fucked up. And I just don't know how you could be a fucking mother and not believe your fucking kid, bro. What the fuck? I would never not believe fucking babies. What the fuck going on? I would always fucking believe them. And I'm trying to get fucking counseling and help, and I can't fucking afford therapy. I tried to get help, but she just keeps picking at the wounds. What the fuck do I do? And I just don't understand how somebody can just be so so fucking evil, bro. Like, this shit really is so fucked up. And I even moved to Texas. I even moved to fucking Texas to try to, like, get away from there and just start a new life and try to be something better. Like, and it's just every time she comes here, she just tries to make my life just, I don't know. And sometimes I just don't even want to be here. But I mean, I have something to live for, like, you know, I'm trying, but she's just so toxic. And I don't know who else is going through something like this, but I really don't. I really hope that you find help, and I hope that, you know, you get through this, because it's a hard feeling. And, you know, for everybody who's possibly concerned, like, you know, I love my life. Like, I won't, you know, do stuff that's gonna cause me to kill myself or anything, but I just get so hurt, and I don't have anybody to actually talk to. And I just be feeling like, I know somebody else is going through this, and I know everybody, you know, goes through their own things, but it's just so hard to go through it alone. And I hope that anybody else who feels, you know, how I feel, you can comment or whatever, you know, and I'll talk to you about what I've been going through in my life.